Hello everyone, this is Jan Chromi, and together we will continue the course Interdisciplinary Approaches to Language and its Use. In this presentation we will introduce another research subfield in the domain of language comprehension, namely sentence processing. There are two main things which the research on sentence processing examines. It is clear that word recognition as such is not enough for understanding the conveyed message. We need to analyze the relations between the words too. In other words, we need to parse the sentence syntactically. We build up a syntactic structure of what we listen to, of what we read. What we know well is that we do this incrementally. By incrementality, it is meant that we build up the syntactic interpretation on the way, and we do not wait until we receive the whole message. Word recognition and syntactic parsing are the two main processes which are necessary for sentence interpretation. However, there might be other factors which influence the resulting sentence interpretation, as we will yet say. The research on sentence processing in psycholinguistics has typically used artificially created sentences which are ambiguous or somehow hard to process. On this slide, we may see several examples of sentence types which are often used in psycholinguistic experiments. The example, "While Erica dressed, the boy in the room cried," is a so-called garden path sentence. During reading, most readers initially analyze nominal phrase "the boy" as an object of the verb dressed. However, after encountering the verb cried, this initial analysis is no longer tenable, and we need to revise it to get a correct understanding of the sentence. The sentence "the king gave the orphan the book" is a double object construction, where the first noun phrase, "the orphan," would be probably initially interpreted as a direct object of the verb gave. But when we encounter noun phrase "the book," it is clear that the orphan is in fact an indirect object and semantically a receiver of the book, not the one who is given. Another type of constructions which are examined in the sentence processing research are implausible sentences whose meaning is not in accordance with our real-world knowledge. An example might be the sentence "the shark was bitten by the sailor." We can say that there seems to be a conflict between the syntactic structure and the real-world knowledge, and we need to resolve this conflict while processing the sentence. The last example here is the sentence with an ambiguous anaphorical reference. When we read or hear the sentence "Martin avoided Thomas all the time because he was very reclusive," we do not know who was very reclusive, whether it was Martin or Thomas. This is a globally ambiguous sentence. In comparison with the first two sentences, which are locally ambiguous, we cannot solve the ambiguity while reading the sentence at all. However, speakers of different languages may differ in their preferences how to understand the anaphoric reference, and also the context may be of help. Sentence processing is an area of psycholinguistics which may be studied from various perspectives and using different methods. For a long time, behavioral methods measuring reaction or reading times have been used. Among these methods, eye tracking and self-paced reading have been widely used. We will say more about eye tracking later, but self-paced reading is a method where the participants read the sentences word by word or phrase by phrase by pushing a button. What is measured is the reaction time for each word or phrase, and higher reaction times are interpreted as a sign of a more demanding process. In the recent decades, electroencephalography and neuroimaging have been used to examine the neural activity during sentence comprehension. But there are also other methods. For example, computational modeling is on the rise during the last years. Researchers create models and compare them with the experimental evidence. Another method is to analyze recall on the sentence context. Before we will conclude this presentation, I have one reading tip for you. If you would like to get deep information about the research in sentence processing, you should read the book Sentence Processing, edited by Roger van Gompel. The book contains chapters on various aspects and theories of sentence processing, which are authored by leading researchers in the field. If you enjoy the presentations, we would be glad if you would like them on YouTube. That is all from me now. See you next time.